My gosh, guys. Thankfully, this one had no journals or anything. It literally took like a 20th. No, it had to be like it. That was like a 30th of the time that it took me in the first place. That was insane. But this one just flew right by. I just went straight through. I mean, I guess I'm kind of glad that we started with that one though. If that's the only one that has journals, then it's kind of really good that we go into this knowing that information. So
it was hope that drove me to live, to survive. Drove me away from death's clutches, to guide others along the same path. But hope was a mistake. There is nothing worth living for, nothing in this cruel, unsightly world. There is no dawn worth waiting for.
who are you though? Wait a minute.
What would you give to see the morrow, Lord Ageha?
Kazan. Why did you betray us? You lifted up Lord Mugen to the throne, then you tore him down from it.
An eagle must hide his talons.
No way, Kazan?
It was the only way to catch my true quarry. The Dark Blood Blade.
Oh my goodness, and that is the very blade that transformed Mugen. I always thought, guys, in the back of my head, every time we'd play one of Hikari's chapters and we interacted with Kazan, it's like, okay, man, like Kazan is really good at double-crossing people. Like he's really good at playing both sides. We're really lucky that he seems to, always come back to our side. Boy, it would be a shame if, like double crosses often do, he was playing both sides for his own personal gain. And it's literally that's exactly what's happening, guys. I'm having these thoughts even when I don't say them out loud. I feel like I'm predicting this game.
The sacred treasure of Clan Ku. Not an easy thing to steal. Not so long as Mugen stood in my way. So I cut him down.
He got rid of Mugen, and then he befriended Hikari, so Hikari's not going to suspect him. Now I just feel bad for Ageha.
With Hikari's sword.
You. What are you?
And you know what? I might just have an idea. Hold on.
For years I have hidden my intentions
Watch
from
this.
Ku. My very name.
Watch what he's about to say. Is he going to say it?
But now you
Yep.
shall know it.
Yep.
Oboro.
Yep. In between these cuts, I was looking back at Obero's journal. You guys remember, it made no sense to me when we found it in the freaking castle. I read through it again. It sounded so similar to this talk of, man, I hate the dawn. Humans and this world are just so horrible. I want to end it all. We got to get rid of these flames, get rid of this light. The true night shall fall, whatever the freak it is. It was Obero's journal. It started to click, bro. As soon as it was Kazan and Ageha, I started to make that connection. Kazan is Obero. And Obero is almost certainly working for the gain of Darkest.
All I did to prevent the tide of darkness that waits on the morrow from reaching us.
And I noticed, like, guys, these guys are not, like, evil entities. I don't think. Well, Ori might be different. Ori is, like, she said the first sight she ever saw was, like, crimson. She might just be a demon. I don't know. But all these other guys are human, guys. Make no mistake. Like, they're not demons. They're not Galderas walking around. They're not, shadows. They're not. These guys are just humans who did dirty in their past. They're very unhappy with their circumstances. And instead of, I guess, well, they do want to change them. It's just the way they're going about changing them is wiping humanity off the face of the earth. If you read through all these guys' journals, see all of their backstories, so far it's all lining up that way. Like they could have been regular old people, but I guess this is where we're at.
Within this blade slumbers the power of the shadow. The power to quench the flames. However, such a feat cannot be accomplished without a sacrifice.
Oh my gosh. And Age, is he truly? Oh gosh. Oh gosh, man. You know what? It's true.
The accursed blood of Darkest.
They need blood for every time they dim one of these flames. They need somebody's blood. So I'm kind of like dreading to see who's gonna give the blood for the other ones.
If not for its taint, we may have seen a desert free from the stain of crimson. And now, I end this. Hikari. Goodbye, old friend. This world's end calls to me.
You see, though, there's like a glimmer of humanity in each of these guys so far. What business, guys, if Oboro was truly like a freaking demonic, dark demon who cares nothing for anything, he wouldn't be calling Hikari old friend. I refuse to believe that these guys are that far gone. I think they're really talking the talk, but they're not actually walking the walk.
Soon, you shall have the world you envisioned.
Listen to him.
A world without bloodshed.
Oboro wants to see the same thing. He just feels like he has to go about it this way, but he wants the same outcome that Hikari wants. Wow, man. These guys, they're setting them up to be all big and bad. This group that's colluding and whatnot. These dudes are not really like that, man. There's human in them.
For oblivion shall bring peace.
It's a sad case of, I guess, the means justify the ends. It's like he wants to bring peace, but like, let's kill everybody to bring peace. Kind of doesn't make a lot of sense, Oboro, but he's been through a lot, I guess. He's been through a lot. I'm liking this, man. Guys, I just... Boy, there's nothing like it, man. When a game or a movie or a book, when you just get down to the nitty gritty, you get down to the building blocks of the universe that it's set in, you get down to the origin of these stories and where they come from. I'm telling you, man, it never fails to be my favorite part of any form of media. I mean, this is where it's at, guys. I'm blazing through these. Kazan, Mugen's Rebellion, The Raising, even my ascent to the throne. Were they all just more of your plots? Were we all playing into your hands? How many of my friends died because of you? Dang, man. Ever since I was a child, I spoke with him about the future I envisioned. Future without bloodshed. Were our deals so different? Why did he do this? He aims to bring an end to the world. We have to stop him together. Obviously, we will. We'll lead everyone towards the dawn. Sounds good to me. Great. Whoa now. Whoa. What the freak is up with that? And guys, I just thought about this. Is this not the place where Ochette chose Akala and Mahina? Guys, I'm confused. I swear this is where we chose Akala, but I feel like I would have known if there was a sacred flame thing here the whole time. I don't think that was always there.
I'm the hunter, you're the prey.
What the freak is this thing? Where did you come from and what even are you? I am so lost.
I won't back down. Blaze on, oh sacred. That's that. May the sacred flame guide you, or something like that.
The scarlet moon waxes and the first flame wanes. At last our great wish shall be fulfilled. I think that's her. I think that's whatever the freak her name is, the hunter.
This world is naught but hunters and their prey. Just as Cataracta fell to my bow,
That's where we heard
just
it
as
before.
Glacius's egg shattered before my might.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize those were both her.
The Dark Hunter sets forth once again, and my aim will not falter.
Oh my gosh.
Under the gaze of the Scarlet Moon, I shall fulfill the great wish. You must be quivering with joy, for your time has come at last. 10 years ago, I scooped you up, let you live. It was all for this moment. The darkness in our hearts is fed by anger, hatred, resentment, and jealousy. Our basest instincts. As that darkness grows deeper, so too does the shadow grow powerful. Few can stand against a beast whose heart has been drowned in darkness. A beast such as you. Long have I waited for the darkness within you to become black as night, so that maddening flame could be smothered forevermore. With my lifeblood, I shall call down the night. Now then. Make of my flesh an offering, and banish all that stands to oppose us. Give meaning to your miserable life.
Wait, we still haven't really heard though why Petrichor is doing what she's doing, right? If I recall, I don't believe they've like explained her backstory like the others.
Ah, Arcanet.
That was cryptic as heck. So that was the first flame. Have you heard of it? Oh. Oh, okay. I didn't know what Juva meant by that in the episode. Now it makes a lot of sense. World, yes, yes, yes. Feel the same way. Helping hand, yes. Apothecary, let's do it together. Beautiful, great. Okay, save the best for last, but there's a cutscene straight away.
It's quiet. Too quiet.
But this smell, it's the scent of humans. They're frightened, hiding.
Someone's coming.
Oh, please don't. Oh, please don't. Oh.
Mint.
Ah. Guys, I have a confession to make. You know this playthrough has been going on for over a year. I have not spoiled myself on anything, but the one thing I did come across was a certain Mint acting quite devious, not like the Mint we know. I think they're about to confirm my worst fears because we were supposed to come home to Mint and then, confess our love because I'm shipping them and we were supposed to live happily ever after, but she's definitely about to do some evil stuff. Oh, this
Is
sucks.
that you, Temenos? Out for a stroll in a place like this?
Mint, I loved you so much, Mint. I just enjoyed your presence.
You always did have the habit of sticking your nose in places it doesn't belong.
See, guys, that's not how Mint talks. That doesn't sound like
A
Mint.
friend of yours, Temenos?
In a manner of speaking, but something's odd.
Mint, why did it have to be this way? Not Mint. She's like the one. Oh.
You failed to see what was in front of you.
Mint, not like this, Mint.
The
Mint.
shadow is ever by thy side.
Mint. Oh, don't, Mint. My heart is breaking
Just
right
what
now.
are you?
My heart is breaking.
This is an inquisition. Refuse to answer and...
Attempting to conquer others with threats of violence will always fail. Those who are subdued by strength cannot help but rebel. To conquer them, truly conquer them, you must subjugate their hearts and minds. Hearken to the shadows in their hearts.
What are you talking about?
People are desperate for a place to belong. Give it to them, and they cannot bear to live anywhere else. And then, their hearts and minds are yours.
Man, I feel like Mint played me almost as good as Ori played me. Actually, wait, no. Mint definitely played me a million times better because I was suspicious of Ori from the start. But Mint, I cannot even put into words how sad this makes me. I actually really liked
Their
Mint.
hearts and minds?
I genuinely actually liked her.
Humans are foolish by their very nature. Centuries pass, and yet they remain the same.
Why is she saying they like she's not a human? I knew Mint was like, I suspected after seeing what I saw that she might not be so great, but I didn't think she wasn't human.
Bold words for someone so young.
Oh gosh, Throne, why'd you say that? Because now she's gonna say, well, actually, I've been around for thousands of years. Don't, please don't do this. Oh, she's laughing. You just know what's coming.
Surrender yourself not unto silent dusk, for the light shall fade.
And soon night shall fall. We've
And
heard it
soon
before.
Night shall fall.
The teachings of the Moonshade Order.
The Moonshade Order.
No, it can't be.
Hold on.
Since you are so dogged in your search for the truth, allow me to help you. My true name is Arcanet.
Wait a minute. Wait, I didn't know Mint was Arcanet though. This is too much for my brain to process right now. I just gotta play the game. I gotta play the game.
And I am the leader of the Moonshade Order. The same order that slaughtered the Call.
Oh my gosh.
All so that I could steal the flame.
That's impossible. The massacre of the Call was decades ago, and the Moonshade Order's origins are older still.
Well, that's why Throne said you look so young, Mint. And she did. Mint was looking kind of nice. But it was a facade. I'm guessing she's been around for millennia. Yeah, just go ahead and... Oh my gosh, no. Wait a minute.
It's not impossible. There are old souls out there that hide behind youthful faces.
Okay, yes, good point, Throne. Very good.
Thanks to Caldina's efforts, the Book of Night is now in my possession. That girl was so eager to be a puppet.
She was, though.
She didn't realize the strings were held by her sworn enemy.
Isn't that crazy? That she was getting played by the leader of the clan that killed her people. That's... Oh my gosh. And the hit on the Pontiff? Oh my
The
goodness.
Pontiff knew who you were.
He knew.
He was going to tell me, but his life was cut short.
Oh my. Oh, this is too
I
much.
hoped you would be more stricken. How dull. Such has ever been your nature. Your face always a placid mask. But I suppose it matters not. This world's end draws nigh.
Oh.
That staff.
Once, long ago, night was invited into the world. But a loathsome few drove it away.
Yeah, the gods did.
Those events will not repeat themselves again.
You stole the futures of untold innocence.
Did I? Then you should thank me. This world is cruel, monstrous,
But what did the world ever do to you, Arcanet?
with not a single mote of joy to be found amongst the misery. Don't you see?
That's all well and good, that's fine and dandy, but the others at least gave reasons for why they felt that way. You're just sort of evil so far. We need that backstory.
Roy, Pontiff Jorg. Yes, and even Crick. They knew. They knew the beauty of a dawn that would never come.
Quiet. I won't allow you to sully their names with such blasphemy. You will answer for your sins, Arcanet. And I'll ensure the world they hoped for comes to pass.
At last, Temenos' mask falls off.
Neither of us is willing to back down, I see.
Oh my gosh, look at her.
What to do?
Unfortunately, she's just as beautiful as I thought she always was. But this isn't Mint. It is Arcanet. And I'm cutting this out because, guys, we're beating the freak out of her. I just have to presume.
Give up.
Oh my
to do,
gosh.
what to do.
She just used shooting stars from Octopath 1. Okay, I have to keep that in because that was just so awesome.
Sleep now.
What a callback, man. And
I
just
know
like
no
that,
cure for evil.
Arcanet is sadly defeated, man. I would have put a ring on that finger so quick, that's all I'm trying to say. But that's neither here nor there. It's just so sad, though.
And so we arrive at this moment. Are you truly so desperate to see the dawn? I see now that the Pontiff was not the true threat. It was you.
Hey, Temenos is that freaking guy. You wonder why I chose him? Come on now, man.
Temenos.
Cyrus was that dude, and Temenos is that dude. I don't choose them as my first character unless they're that freaking guy, bro. And clearly Temenos is the man. It's no question about that.
You. A dagger sharpened to a razor's edge. Claude's masterwork.
Stop. Don't even entertain the thought that Temenos is one of Claude's sons. Please don't implant that in my brain. Is that actually the case? Is it actually?
I can see it.
I don't think she would have said that if it wasn't the case. Oh my gosh.
A collar around that thin neck of yours.
He kind of does resemble Claude, though.
A collar?
You will never be free.
Arcanet, I could free you if I wanted to on some I can fix her type nonsense. And I bet I could fix you. Just give me a... Bro, don't give me a chance now, because I'll fix some people out here.
Even if I fall here, nothing will end.
But that's so lame, Arcanet, because you have a goal. So you falling should not just be whatever. You should not want to die because you did all of this to bring night, right? So you're just cool with dying. You don't want to see the world that you wanted to create. Come on now, Arcanet.
And there, always near, soon, night shall fall.
Farewell, Mint.
Dang, man. I again, selfishly, I didn't want her to die. I just didn't.
Your days of meddling are over.
See, because part of me thinks in some small way, Mint might have existed. Just like Ori had that tiny bit of humanity, just like Oboro had that tiny bit of humanity, old friend Hikari. I bet you Mint was real, man. I bet you Mint was a real person. Even though Arcanet wants to put up this facade, she's the big, bad, evil girl, whatever, who freaking cares. I bet you Mint was a person deep down in her, bro. I will remember you, Mint. Arcanet, you can do what you want to do. I'm here for Mint, man.
Soon night shall fall.
There she goes. Wow.
From the looks of it, it already has.
Oh, this certainly is the night. If this ain't the night, I don't know what is.
If this isn't night, then...
Don't tell me this is... Wait, I thought this whole time, and soon night shall fall. Well, here it is. Are you telling me night hasn't even fallen yet? Oh my gosh, what a prospect. If this ain't night, what the freak is night gonna look like? Also, by the way, guys, still never got any explanation for that random dragon. Almost as random as the dragon in Octopath 1 that you thought I forgot about. I didn't forget about the random dragon, bro. See, you guys don't understand. See, these types of things are they're imprinted on my brain. I physically cannot forget about them. You actually thought I forgot about the random generic dragon. That was his name. That's the name we gave him. God, it's been years. See? Day to day, minute by minute, my memory does not exist. But if you want to test me on some specifics, come on now, man. Don't even start. Now, what might this be? Tansy. Oh, stop. Don't do this to me. Don't. This game is trying to break me right now. This game is trying to break me. For those of you who somehow don't remember Tansy, she's the one who was always saying, "Oh goddess, dear goddess," as though she was trying to seem as faithful as she possibly could. I truly did hope. I know I didn't say it aloud. In the back of my mind, I was just hoping, Tansy, like, I hear you. I'm all for it. I love it. But please don't be putting up a facade. Why would Tansy have a journal here if we're not gonna, unfortunately, learn some deeper, darker things about Tansy? Did you write this? Odner asked. I immediately ripped the book out of his grasp as he shrank back a little, surprised at my strength. I couldn't believe that he, of all people, had gotten his hands on my hidden script. Odner had been acting from a young age and was already doing quite well for himself. I too had longed for the stage since I was a child, but ended up working at my parents' candle shop instead. Even so, I hadn't been able to give up on writing, and it became my secret pastime. I hadn't shown my scripts to anyone though, afraid that their response would confirm just how talentless I was. I screwed my eyes shut in embarrassment, preparing myself for his ridicule of my silly script. But, would you mind if I performed this? He asked. I let out a strange gasp, completely caught off guard. It'd be a shame not to. Why don't we show it off at the next Festival of Grace? Though taken aback by the proposal, I was overjoyed to know that someone appreciated my writing. I nodded in agreement and decided to make it a performance to remember. Despite it being Odner's idea, I realized that I was even more excited than he was. I even began composing musical scores for the show. I love you, Mary. Those words caused my heart to race and my hands on the harp to stop. "What's wrong?" Odner asked as he peered into my face with concern. I realized that he no longer looked like that brat who had tormented me with insects in our youth. Ugh. Still, I knew that the words he spoke were not his own. I had been the one to write them, after all. Oh man, I see. That kind of sucks. Half a month before the Festival of Grace, his performance was all but perfect. I couldn't help but wonder when he found the time to practice after his normal work was through. I, on the other hand, was struggling to think of a fitting ending to the script and worked late into the night. Unable to ignore my struggles, Odner pulled me away from my desk and whisked me away into town late at night. "The gods are all ours now," he told me as we snuck into an empty church. Not long after, I was struck by inspiration, perhaps by the grace of the sacred flame. Odner watched quietly as word upon word flowed from the tip of my pen. By the time I was finished, dawn was breaking. As Odner read my script, his face was more serious than ever, and my heart pounded in my chest, though not out of nervousness. Once he finished, he smiled softly. "Will you marry me?" he asked, and I let out another strange gasp. Had I written that line? No, this time, those words were Odner's own. His proposals always had a way of bringing me unrivaled joy. My heart warmed at the sight of his smile and the thought of performing the script we had written together. How I wished that happiness would last us a lifetime. Alas, I watched as the clerics carried his casket and sobs filled the air around me. I laid him to rest with our script and his beloved yellow flowers. No, I thought to myself, this wasn't the ending I envisioned. The day after finishing the script, I woke up to find my love cold beside me. According to the apothecary, Odner's heart had failed him. I wondered if work was to blame. Why hadn't I noticed? I killed him. I pushed him too hard. It was all my fault. Unable to bear the guilt, I pushed his death from my mind and carried on as usual. But whenever I remembered my beloved, I clenched my jaw so hard I thought my teeth would break. One day I found myself in front of a church, the same place Odner and I swore our love to each other, and a single cleric came to speak with me. "Sadness is something that builds up inside us. Holding it all in will do nothing but destroy you," she told me. "Please, let it out. You don't need to endure it any longer." Moved by her warmth, I spoke of everything that I had buried deep inside me. She listened to every word, and, at the end, embraced me gently. All of my guilt and sadness were washed away by her kindness. Then, one day, my feelings for Odner disappeared, and all that was left was her. One day I saw her with another woman and feared that she would leave me. Knowing I had to secure my place in her world, I told her that I would do whatever she asked of me. She smiled gently in response and said, "I want you to find the blue flames, wherever they may be in this world." I left on my journey soon thereafter. My parents cried and tried to stop me, but I pushed them away. Unfortunately, I barely knew the area outside of my own home, let alone the whole world. Not long after, I met with a traveling troupe. They claimed to be bringing smiles to every corner of the realm. So I joined them, and the search began. That's how I found it, the blue flame she was looking for. It was on an isle at the edge of the world. I could only imagine how pleased she'd be. I was sure she would let me stay at her side. Oh, how I adore Sister Mint. Oh my gosh, just the connections are everywhere. "I love you, Tansy," she said. Her warm voice and words reverberated in my head. She then handed me an old tome called the Book of Night and recommended that I read it, so I did right then and there. It was a story of a people who did not long to see the dawn. I'd never read such an incredible tale before. As I looked up from its pages, she smiled at me. I realized that there was no greater happiness to be had than reading a wonderful book and seeing Sister Mint's smile. In my mind, no brighter dawn awaited. Yes, I have no need for the dawn. It can all end here and now. I don't think she's saying that just because she saw Mint's smile and Mint's smile was so beautiful and it stirred so many emotions inside of her that she said, "Oh, I don't need to see anything else. That was just so beautiful that we can all die. Like, who cares?" No, I'm not buying that. I think it has to do with her deep down. Like, you're not just locking away the death of your freaking fiance. You're not just gonna lock that in the back of your mind and expect that that's not gonna come back up on some intense trauma type nonsense. No, don't even play that game. That's clearly what we're dealing with here. I mean, come on now. I love you, Tansy. It's as if Mint knew that she had heard the words I love you only one other time, and it was from her dead lover. I mean, on some jacked up nonsense, guys. they're just dropping like flies. This is crushing me. All these people that we met on our journey, like, goodness, Octopath 1 did this, but it was people in the background that you really didn't even see too often. In this game, I mean, it's the people right in front of us who have masks on, who are putting up facades, who are not who they say they are. And I don't even, I mean, that's really just it. It's so masterfully done, guys. I again, like, I had suspicions. I was suspicious of Ori. Actually, I was suspicious of all of them. I was suspicious of Kazan to a minor extent, and I was regrettably suspicious of Tansy. And it blows my mind that although I did not ever make the declaration for any of those three, I was on the right track. That in and of itself just boggles my mind, man. This game is masterful. It is just masterful. Okay, this one should be good. This should be good.
Wake up, Tansy.
Oh, it's from Tansy's perspective.
Night has come. Wake up, Tansy. Night has come.
Sister Mint? Oh, I fell asleep without realizing it.
Tansy, this is not the Tansy I know, though.
Do not worry. You must have been quite tired. You traveled far to see my wish granted.
Sister Mint? I mean, Goddess.
Ain't that crazy? Every single time she said, "Oh, Goddess, dear Goddess," she was envisioning Mint in her head. I mean, who would have called that after meeting these two for the first time? Would anybody have hit the bullseye on that one? I don't know about that. This is just, it's the most outlandish thing, but it just is the case. This is actually what's happening right now. And it's actually hard to believe.
I would do anything if it brought me closer to you.
Okay, but Tansy, you have a fiance, Tansy. Tansy, you're a widow. We can't just, I hate to say it, but we cannot just act as though life doesn't happen. We can't just put these traumatic things in the back of our memory and lock it away and think we're just gonna be fine and dandy. Tansy? As much as I guess it would be ignorant bliss if it were that way, it just is not.
Your devotion is moving.
So moving that Mint might care about it after 1,000 more times. But obviously she doesn't care. She's just using Tansy. That's the most tragic part. People being driven to these evil, disgusting deeds by people who don't even care about them. Or if you're called Dina, you're being driven to do disgusting things by the very people who killed your people. I mean, just how the layers are ridiculous.
You have
man.
gone far beyond my every expectation.
Imagine Sasuke of the Uchiha clan, right? If it wasn't his brother who killed them all, it was some other dude. Imagine Sasuke being raised up to adore this man, or I guess to want to follow his word and do whatever he says. And that's the very same guy who puts you in this position to begin with, killed your whole clan, your blood. And you're sitting there ignorant, just following their every word because you have your own agenda that you will never fill. That's just mind-blowing.
And must be rewarded.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. It'll be rewarded with death. And this would make perfect sense because Tansy doesn't know about this. She doesn't know that blood is needed. Mint's going to turn around and stab the freak out of her. And Tansy, I don't know if she's gonna feel betrayed or fulfilled. I mean, with this obsession she has, I guess let's just see.
Rewarded?
Yep, Tansy. Here's your reward. It didn't have to be like this, Tansy. This is so sad.
I love you, Tansy.
It did. It's actually aggravating because Mint says that, but Mint could not care any freaking less about Tansy. Tansy's just another walking freaking meat bag to Mint. But she knows how to put her words right. She knows how to talk smooth, say exactly what a person needs to hear in order to be manipulated. And all Tansy, or Mary, if you want to be precise, all Mary needed was a person to say she loved them. And Mary probably would have done anything on this world for that person. It just sucks that the first person to say I love you to Tansy was Mint. Tansy, if I could help you, I would.
Huh?
This is so horrible.
It's so dark. Where am I?
Oh.
My body?
Oh my. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Wait a minute. Well, that scream was like, that was a heck of a scream. That was worse than, like, you could have just...
Pathetic child. Oblivious
See?
until the very end.
Add it to the list. Mint could not care. It is impossible to put in comprehensible terms the sheer lack of care that Mint had for Tansy. I mean, that's the only way I can put it that makes the most sense to me. Like numbers cannot even put into quantity the amount of care that Mint has for Tansy, because it's so astronomically low. There's probably not a number that could ever possibly represent it, if we want to be mathematical.
But this is what you wanted, is it not? It's not as if you desired to see the dawn. The sacred flames have been snuffed out. Surrender yourself not unto silent dusk, for the light shall fade. And soon the world shall know the joy of a dawn that never comes. All who stand in my way shall be cast aside. I shall root out the travelers and bury that wretched mirror beneath the earth, that it may never enkindle the flames again.
Wow, man. This is soul crushing, bro. I'm just gonna go to sleep sad tonight. Like, well, now, hold on. Is this some Wind Waker nonsense where you put the pearls in the 3 statues and they shoot the beams out of the perfect angle to show you how to get to the Tower of the Gods? It might just be. Look at this, guys. Look, it's literally the Tower of the Gods. It is the Tower of the Gods. And who do you think we're gonna find there, guys? I wonder who. One last banter, man, and I gotta break this episode up. I gotta break this one up, man. So this is the night. Could this darkness she spoke of be Vyse? Vyse. Legends portray him as a god of fear and destruction. Vyse definitely had a female voice for the entirety of this game. Vyse's a him? Okay, if you say so. Which means the dawn must be. Spoke with the children of this village not long ago. It seems they're going to be a concert tomorrow. Dulcinea is coming to entertain everyone with her dancing. Ha! Children were waiting for the dawn with stars in their eyes. It was a beautiful sight. They see nothing but hope, indeed. That's why I made a promise. Steal back the dawn. Wow. You are truly Aber come again. Of course, not an ape. Wow. Incredible, man. Guys, this might just be this might be a, what do they call it in movies? Why can I not think of it? This will be a 3-parter. We'll just make it real simple, guys. I didn't, after the Octopath 1 post game, I feel like if I did the same editing that I do today, and those journals didn't take so much time, it would have been 1 episode. Guys, this one I'm just going off of what I know, right? So I obviously did not expect this freaking post game to take 10 million years, but it certainly has. So in the 3rd and final episode of the finale, the final episode of this playthrough that has been going on for over a year, guys, in the next one we get it done once and for all. And I already know how I'm gonna edit it. I'm gonna edit in the first time that I called Vyse being the final boss, might even be the first prediction I ever laid out in the entire playthrough, and it turns out to be the one that's gonna close our journey out. The first prediction in a series of predictions that I didn't miss on, because I guess I'm just that good at analyzing what these writers are thinking. Guys, I don't want to toot my I don't wanna toot my own horn or anything, but come on, man. Like, if we're calling a spade, I've dang near called this entire game. They caught me at certain points. They broke my ankles a couple times. But this one, I think I can call this one good for now. I think we can seal the Vyse claim. But listen, we will verify it, okay, and put it in writing, pen and paper, and we'll make it official in the next episode. But for now, guys, I have got to call it here. I am so tired from all of that reading. I thought I'd get it all done in one session, man. I'm leaving this for tomorrow. I just cannot even do this anymore. I'm mentally tired. I know you've been there before, man. So we gotta save it for the next one. But for now, I gotta call it here. So guys, if you did enjoy, man, you can always give it a like. If you did not, you can dislike and tell me what I can do to improve these episodes in the comments. With all that said, guys, I have been Vyse, and this has been the second to last episode of Octopath 2. I'm gonna let that outro do its thing, guys, and I will see you all. That's not what I usually say. I guess we're going with it. I'll see you all in the next one, all right? I'm out of here, man.